Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined by Jack Weinberger and Producer Zack, the best executive producer in the game, in his highlighter sweatshirt. We said it's only a matter of time before listeners start to catch on to Producer Zack's outfits. And in construction, he made the compelling argument that construction workers, is it fair to call you construction workers? Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's not a compelling argument. It's just like it's just a fact.
Yeah, it's just what they wear.
It's what they do.
It's what they wear. So he said, they wear it so you don't get hit by a car when you're working. I was like, all right, fair enough.
High vis.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Well, I was kind of disappointed you let on that. I was hoping some comments to fans to notice themselves. But I mean, they're going to notice it now, of course, because you brought it up.
But now people are going to start commenting on it, being like, wait a second. Now that we know. You'll see Producer Zack is in that same yellow. Now, it's different sweatshirts. In fact, he's actually wearing two of the yellow ones right now, right? Underneath that first layer is a second layer
I'll help you out.
of highlighter. Yeah. That's
one right underneath.
I don't know how many you have, but that's the wardrobe right now for Producer Zack.
Zach, you look sexier in that neon green highlighter outfit.
You got to get the pants now, too. You got gray pants on. You just got to commit to the bright yellow.
No, that's weird.
That would be really weird. But it would be funny. It would be funny.
Have you ever gone commando to work?
Nope.
No? I went commando today.
Too cold
to work.
for that. No, you can't. So, you legally, you might not be able to say that.
Yeah.
Well, it was done on purpose. I woke up, I was tired and threw pants on. I forgot underwear.
So as you can see, without Ziggy here today, it's going to be a little bit of a chaotic show, but it's the free agency reaction show. The NFL, it's been an okay day, I'd say. There's been some fun stories, but compared to, I think, was it last year when you just had a bunch of stories developing? Kirk Cousins was a big one for us with being a Viking fan. The Steelers, had the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields stuff going on. It's been a somewhat entertaining day today, but there's been a lot of news happening lately. So we're going to get into some of those stories, the ones that are interesting to us and the NFC North. If you're enjoying these videos, please remember to like, comment, and to subscribe to our channel. You can always listen along on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and you can check out Instagram, TikTok, and X for different reels, different updates on the show. Follow along on those accounts. We really appreciate it. So we'll hit the NFC North teams here first. I'm begging for the Vikings to do something, by the way. It's so boring just waiting around and seeing if they're going to do something. So we'll get to them a little bit later. We'll start off with the Green Bay Packers, though, who their fan base, I know last night, a little disappointed that they weren't able to get DK Metcalf or Devontae Adams. Now, they seem happy not to have given those contracts away from everything we've seen from our Packer following here. But today, they go and make a couple big moves, actually. Signing Aaron Banks to a 4-year, $77 million deal. That's a lot of money over for a left guard with some question marks there. And then they sign Nate Hobbs, the Raiders cornerback, 4 years, $48 million with $16 million guaranteed. So real quick on each one of those guys, Jack. Aaron Banks, he's probably going to come in at left guard here. Rasheed Walker at left tackle. The rumors are Elton Jenkins goes to center. You'll have Jordan Morgan at right guard. Maybe you put Sean Ryan there. That's what some people have said. And then Zach Tom at right tackle. So some people are saying, if you look at the Packers here, that I wasn't expecting them to go with an offensive lineman. Brian Gutekunst talked about you're always looking to fortify the line, and that's something that it's really important. We've watched our teams without O-lines before, disastrous. So I understand going after that, but Aaron Banks to me seemed like to me it's a little bit of an overpay. If it works out, great. There's potential there, but I was a little hesitant. I didn't think the Packers necessarily needed to go with the O-line.
What was it? It was 4 years, 70.
Yeah, 4 years, $77 million.
You can never have too much beef up front.
That's the one way of looking at it too.
I am a big fan of an O-line. Coming from somebody who's watched Marcus Pouncey and these dominant lines open up holes for Le'Veon Bell all these years, I think it is a super criminally underrated position. It's not like a quote unquote attractive or you don't like
no sex appeal.
There's no sex
the offensive line.
No sex appeal quite like Zach, but you bring in an O lineman and it's but then you watch running back success and quarterback protection, and it's like, wait a minute, this is the dirty work up front here.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, I can't complain. I'm not complaining.
That's the way I felt as a Viking fan for a long time now. It's you get excited about these moves you make in the offseason for the Aaron Jones types of guys, and we draft Jordan Addison, and that's great, and they have been great. But then I look at the interior offensive line that we have, and it just hasn't been fixed for a long time. And on Sundays, eventually you see that implode. Last year, the offensive line for us played well last year, but it's generally been a problem. As far as Aaron Banks goes, and remember, he's Notre Dame guy right here. Ziggy would have said the same thing. Like, I remember Aaron Banks, like at ND, dominant guy. So in my mind, him moving to the NFL, it's sometimes a little bit of a different perception, but he's a very good run blocker. Questionable pass blocker. A lot of what you're going to see from 49ers fans, though, is that and it makes sense, when Trent Williams was on the field, you have one of the best left tackles ever playing alongside him. And when he was on the field, Aaron Banks looked a lot better than when you replaced Trent Williams. When Williams was hurt, they said Aaron Banks had some, just completely dreadful games. So to me, putting out roughly nearly $20 million to Aaron Banks per year, and Ziggy said the contract is very much front loaded. But then you look at Joe Thuney, who's getting $16 million a year with the Bears, and it's like, is the quality player matching the money, right? And we're seeing this explosion of money around the NFL right now with the salary cap going up again. It's just something to watch for with Aaron Banks. Is he deserving of that contract? Because I think that's sort of a question mark. But the potential is there for, if this guy works out and he's playing along a really solid line, then maybe they can all elevate him and you give Jordan Love a little more protection. I don't think anyone's complaining about that. Let us know in the comment section what you think of that deal. It's probably a little upsetting for Packers fans, too, not seeing a receiver heading to Green Bay.
Yeah, we stole the boy they wanted.
Yeah, you did. But they don't want the contract. That's the thing.
It's their fault.
You're happy with
when he's lighting up the league next year? Oh yeah, I'm thrilled to have DK.
The other Packers.
Notre Dame is O-line U.
Notre Dame.
Who they have? They have McGlinchey.
Lynch is all right, but Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin,
Quentin Nelson, right? Zach
Ronnie
Martin.
Stanley. I mean, Ronnie Stanley just got bit. Yeah, I mean, no, Notre Dame has had some unbelievable.
That's Moose University.
Moose University right there. That's pretty good. Nate Hobbs is the other Packer to be signed today. Again, $48 million deal. So Jair Alexander's future is up in the air. That's why you saw the Packers go cornerback here. Again, you might have seen some people, like a few weeks ago, would have been a little surprised if it was cornerback and left guard were the two premium signings for the Packers to start free agency. But with the expectancy of Jair Alexander not returning, it makes sense that you want to try and fortify that position a little bit. Jack, as the Nate Hobbs expert on this show, what did you think? What was your initial reaction to seeing a decent sized deal, but not crazy?
I mean, I was shocked to see this guy go. I thought he was staying in Oakland.
Vegas.
No, sorry, Vegas. No, I'm kidding. When I first saw this break, what came to my mind was Walter Hobbs from Elf. James
Calvin and Hobbs. They should do a draft of the best Hobbs.
So that's who.
Hobbs and Shaw.
That's what went through my mind. I'm like, is this any relation to Walter Hobbs? The Elf character. But it's a bit confusing. I did some more digging on this Hobbs,
as you tend to do.
As I tend to do. Yeah, I dug a hole and I saw that he's solid cornerback, but it's a bit confusing because when I dug a little deeper, I saw he's got an injury history. He's a good player, but missed a lot of time recently. He's missed, I have it right here. He's missed 16 games over 3 seasons, 6 of the last 8 in 2024, and he hasn't played a full season yet. And the main problem with Jair Alexander was his health. Now, Jair is a better corner, and they seem to have the same types of issues, which is why I was a little bit thrown off and confused by that. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, I don't know much about Hobbs.
Nate Hobbs.
I was about to say Walter Hobbs, but it's just a little bit puzzling because, like, I get it. The injuries with Jair, he's not on the field a lot. Okay, let's replace him with just
another guy.
Just a worse like Jair who's also not on the field.
Yeah, again, like the hope is, and it's weird. It's weird bringing this up with players. We talked about Joey Bosa going to the Packers and whether or not he's on the field. is a huge determining factor. Like when he's on the field, he's great. And it's easy to sit back here as, quote unquote analyst and be, if he plays, he'll be awesome. But then you look at the history of these guys and you say, yeah, he's missed. Nate Hobbs has missed 6 games last year, 4 games a year before that, 6 games a year before that. It's like, when they're not on the field, it's like offensive linemen almost, right? When you're playing this game of, you don't really notice it until, all of a sudden Nate Hobbs is out and you have to guard Justin Jefferson. Mm-hmm. Or, you probably wouldn't be guarding Jefferson, but like you have to guard these premier receivers in the NFC North. That becomes a problem. Amon-Ra St. Brown lines up in the slot and you're going, oh shit, like who do we have to cover him here? Mm-hmm. Because Nate Hobbs is out. So that's where it's, in the dream world, if Nate Hobbs is healthy, you're probably happy about this because it's not insane money. It's a lot, but it's not insane money. And he's a quality player, but you just need to hope he stays healthy. If that's the case, it'll be good for Green Bay. The argument that you can make forth with both these acquisitions is that going into the draft now, the Packers might feel like they have a little more flexibility, right? Mm-hmm. In that you address the line here, you address cornerback, you still need a receiver and edge. Those were the 2 big ones to me with corner, but you still need those guys. But you have a lot of depth at edge. You still have depth at receiver. And now in the draft, you might feel a little more comfortable going best player available as opposed to feeling pigeonholed into, we need to replace Jair because we're not comfortable enough with Keyshawn Nixon or Farrington or whoever. Whoever winds up taking that spot.
Yeah, it seems to be like some wiggle room now for them in terms of,
and it's a comfortable position to be in.
Yeah, in terms of what they do in a few weeks up there in their hometown of Green Bay. Or hope maybe we'll be there.
We might be there. Might just happen to be there. All right, so we move on in the NFC North. The Chicago Bears. Zach, you were all over the Bears today with the signing of Drew Dalman, the former Falcons center.
Oh, was I all over that?
3 years, $42 million. I thought you were. What, you disagree?
Wait.
Did you break that news?
Oh, I thought you were talking about if I broke that news.
No, you didn't break, but you like.
That's how I just understood. Like you were like all over. I was like, what do you mean I was all over? I don't think I broke that news at all.
Was he a Dolphin?
No, he signed with the Bears.
No,
he signed with the Bears.
He was a Falcon. Right?
Oh, so what?
He was a Falcon.
What do you mean you were all over? Why does Zach care about that?
No, Zach said today. All right, go ahead.
This is so they said in. We got the group chat where we put all our breaking news of the day.
Did I miss this text? I guess I did.
Yeah, you might have. But basically, what I said is, it's Caleb's time to shine. If he can't shine, he's out. That's basically what the text said because he now has DJ Moore. He's got Adunze. He's got. They still have Allen, right? Is he? Still
I think Allen's a free agent.
Is he a free agent?
I thought Allen was a free agent.
All right. Well, let's say he's still on.
But still, regardless, you got some weapons.
You now have 2. Okay, we'll say Allen's not in. You got 2 good weapons. You now have, and we don't know yet, but has the potential to be a very good O-line. Like if you can't make it happen now. He won't be able to make it at all.
Yeah, with all the sacks that he had last year, all the sacks that he took, you look at the Chicago Bears. Again, I'll say this one more time because I brought it up during a couple of the NFC North shows we had. But the Chicago Bears went into this offseason and they've dominated. They needed a head coach, best head coach on the market. They needed to fix the offensive line. You got arguably the best left guard in the league. You upgrade at right guard with someone who's familiar with Johnson's system. You got one of the best centers in the league, according to everybody here in Dalman now. Caleb has all the pieces that he's going to need, like you said, to be successful on offense. And with the way that Ben Johnson draws things up and the way that the success that he had in Detroit here, I think that they've addressed so many of the problems that they've had. And you go into the season as a Bears fan right now, and you're like, am I supposed to be excited? Like, can I actually allow myself to be excited? Because on paper, it looks good.
Oh, and this is where the whole world sees Jack Weinberger was correct. Because Caleb has no more excuses now.
Here we go.
Yeah, if you're a Chicago fan right now, weather's getting nicer, some Cubs baseballs rolling around. Wrigleyville's probably on fire. The Bears having a killer offseason. Is there anywhere else you'd rather be right now?
St. Patrick's Day is next week.
Yeah,
Chicago's the place to be.
That is the place to be. The river turns green there, right?
Yeah.
In Chicago. What a time to be a Chicago sports fan right now.
It's I'm excited for Bears fans because I have a lot of friends who are Bears fans. Shout out to Weston Dell, our boy Weston Dell, big Bears fan. They've been suffering for a long time here.
We don't know. They could still be suffering.
Well, that's the thing. That's what this comes down to, is that, like you said, Zach, it's all there for the Bears to have a pretty successful season. I'm not going to say like a Super Bowl season or even a Commanders-esque breakout a run to the NFC Championship game is a magical year. But
100%.
But again, how many times can you really recall the Bears having problems and in the offseason you go, they fixed it. Like they addressed it beautifully.
But that's what could make it work.
That could make it worse. That could make it worse.
Make it a lot worse.
Because now they finally did something and they still stink.
But you have to at least sign up for competency, right? Like, can you imagine a Jets fan?
Yes.
This year should be like you were this year about the Vikings for Bears fans. It should be their final. We did it this year.
They'll be locking their tails off. And Caleb will be scrambling, still get sacked. And they'll be like, dude, like, we just can only do so much. Like, what do you do?
Yes. No, if that happens for the Bears, you just have to sit back and you go, all right, like maybe we are just cursed, or maybe we just can't have nice things. Because, like, look, the line's been how many times have we talked about the Bears and we say, oh, if they fix the line, they're in good shape. Oh, if they fix the line, things could change. And they never, ever did.
Well, they took initiative. They have.
This year they did. And I'm sitting back here as a Viking fan, jealous. I'm looking at the interior offensive line from Minnesota. I'm saying, why couldn't we have done the same damn thing here? Like we've had so many problems on the interior, and I have to watch Ben Johnson come in and magically fix it. Like it, or instantly fix it. It was not even magically. Just that. You know who does things like this? The Philadelphia Eagles. Joe Thuney's on the market. Let's trade for the best left guard in football. Drew Dalman's on the market. Let's go get the best free agent center. Like, again, am I dumb, or is being a general manager just not? Is it not that difficult?
Oh, man, I think I could do it.
Maybe we're making this sound so stupid here.
I can't wait for the comment.
The comment's going to be, you guys are idiots.
You guys are not GMs.
But dude, sometimes you just sit back and you go like, hey, let's address the biggest need with the best solution. Why are we getting fancy here?
Well, you know who goes out and gets what they need is blue sky franchises like Pittsburgh.
And the Chicago Bears, I guess.
And I guess so. They're turning things around.
Oh, Zach, breaking news here. The Miami Dolphins have signed. The graphic says nobody. Yeah. Signing nobody.
Exactly.
At least you haven't lost anybody yet.
No.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
That's all right.
Don't
worry, Joey Bosa will be a part of the team soon.
Is that the rumor right now?
Oh, I have no idea.
Also,
I'm typing in Vikings, hoping to see something. Bubba Bolden. I don't know who Bubba Bolden is.
Garrett Cole's having Tommy John.
Former Broncos quarterback Zach Wilson reached an agreement on a 1-year, $6 million fully guaranteed deal that could grow up to $10 million with the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, Zach Wilson's a
Oh
Dolphin?
my God! What are we doing? What are we doing?
Hey, he's a second overall pick, Zach.
What are we doing?
I'm not happy the Vikings lost.
Wait. Can we go back to this? We just signed Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
why?
He should be a backup.
Why?
He's probably no worse than Tua.
Let's see.
No, he's worse than Tua.
I'm joking about that.
Don't worse.
He's a Mormon.
He's ghost.
He's a Mormon.
No, wait. Was that Sam Darnold?
That was Darnold.
Darnold. Sorry.
Hey,
Darnold,
well, you know what? If he follows the career trajectory of Sam Darnold, you could be seeing a Zach Wilson revival this year.
Mormons and South Beach just don't go together. That could be disastrous.
That could be a nightmare situation for Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's cute mother might be mad at him if he gets into some trouble down there.
Well, didn't Zach Wilson have the thing with the teammate's mom already? That was Wilson, right?
Yeah, he said, I thought he just said, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember that deal anymore.
We did a video on it. I know.
I know he did a video.
Zach Wilson's mom.
It was a while ago now.
Yeah,
I can't remember. But
my mom's more attractive.
Okay, let's continue on in the NFC North here.
Don't know if we could say that.
Finally, the Detroit Lions did something. I texted our good buddy Tom Monroe, and I said, Tom, can you give me something that Lions Nation's talking about so we could bring them up again? Like, we had this good relationship developing with Lions fans. We've had a lot of fun in the offseason with them, but recently it's felt like kind of, it's gone stale. And Tom was like, there's really nothing. There's really nothing going on. But today, pretty strong move here, signing DJ Reed, the former New York Jet. And that's a really important move because we all remember, Carlton Davis left Detroit. You still have, it's really nice that you had the strong safeties. And in Terrion Arnold, you're hoping he can improve in year 2, where he had an okay rookie season, but I personally felt like a lot of penalties, some poor moments. I don't think Amik Robertson is going to show up the way he did against the Vikings with Justin Jefferson every week next year. So do you remember that? That was
I didn't know who that
ridiculous.
guy was, and he's just locking up the best receiver in the league.
You know what though? Like looking back on it, I can't say he
Though he was obviously good.
He didn't totally lock up Jeffrey. Like remember all the Darnold overthrows?
I
Like
don't
it
know,
looked bad.
He seemed to lock him up.
It looked bad because Darnold was also way off. I don't think it like Jefferson could have had a touchdown.
Like you're saying,
or two in
JJ
that
was
game.
open and Darnold just.
I think
missed him.
there were a few plays where there was the one in the corner of the end zone where literally there was 10 yards of separation.
Amik's a
Sam
pretty
threw it
cool
out.
name.
Amik is a cool name.
Amik.
But now you got, and look, they again with the safety duo that they have, they can really afford to go after these cornerbacks here and just have an absolutely terrifying secondary. Like I think the Lions are in such good shape here. I'd be terrified to play the Lions next season.
I mean, it's too bad those superhuman Eagles are in that same conference.
No, we call them superhuman.
No, they're superhuman.
No, but remember dude, come
No,
on.
they're superhuman.
The whole season.
They're repeating.
The whole season, you were talking about the Lions like it was David and Goliath.
Yes, and I was proven wrong.
Yeah. You were talking about them like they were Goliath.
I was proved wrong by the actual Goliath.
Here's what I told you was that they're cursed, and it manifested to me in the injuries. With the Aleem McNeil, I'm looking at it here. Like Aleem McNeil got hurt. Aiden Hutchinson got hurt. You had I know Davis came back, but he was hurt. Like everybody on the Lions.
Alonzo was hurt, right?
Alonzo was hurt.
They're Goliath Jr.
Yeah. Oh, Anzalone.
Is it Anzalone?
Anzalone. Yeah. Well, he came back and was a monster against the Vikings.
Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso. If you talk to any Lions fan, you don't want to bring up injury as an excuse, but it was ridiculous. The amount of injuries that they had. And if they were healthy, could you imagine what that NFC Championship game would have looked like? Healthy Lions versus this Lions defense could be one of the best in the league next year. They were one of the best until all the injuries.
Oh yeah, now too.
And then, oh my gosh, they were so bad. And then just amazing against the Vikings in the red zone,
But
inside the 5-yard line.
Look too, their season ultimately ended at the hands of allowing 40-something points. I know Goff and the offense they weren't great in that game either.
Goff had mistakes, yeah.
Yeah, Washington was in control and was the better team that day. But at the end of the day, they scored 45 points on Detroit?
Yeah. I think it's 45-35.
Yeah, it's no mystery what Detroit wants to do and what they kind of need to get. And you can't really lack depth at that position. I mean, this is a fantastic signing for them.
I mean, I think across the board for the Lions, you go through, quarterback, you're fine. Running back, you're fine. Receiver, maybe you'd like to get a third guy. You would like to get a third. Tight end, you're fine. Line,
But it's in that secondary, though.
Yeah, I'm saying line, you're pretty much fine. D-line, decent shape. Linebackers, decent shape. Safety, decent. Cornerback was the need. And you got, you go, again, Brad Holmes is the star of this team. You hear people say that. Dan Campbell is the heart. And Brad Holmes is the star because he brings us all together, and he's built just such a strong foundation in Detroit. And again, another team that recently just makes the right moves. And here the Lions are in great shape again.
Talk about a blue sky franchise. You're going to Detroit Lions, right?
Yeah, right now the Lions feel a little blue skyish.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Green Bay Packers.
But no, here's
Detroit.
the thing though. There's still the dark cloud because you saw what happened.
I know. Sure.
Right? Remember we're talking with your friend Alex, and Alex is on top of the world, and I'm like, I think I told you in October, I was like, this guy's gonna have his heart ripped out.
He thought for sure they're winning the Super Bowl last year.
Anyone did.
Yeah.
Anyone who didn't understand what curses are like for sports teams thought the Lions were going to win the Super Bowl. And I was just sitting back here going, it's cute, but just wait.
And then lo and behold, no one talks about Philly. It's Detroit, Minnesota, NFC North, and here come the Eagles.
And they were great all year too.
Oh, they were
phenomenal. And then Saquon winds up taking over.
And Hurts is the best quarterback in the league.
I mean, if you want some breaking-ish news.
Is there breaking news?
Not really. It's more or less, I think everybody knows this, but the Rams will release Cooper Kupp if they don't find a trade.
Okay. It's always interesting to me when it's we're going to release Cooper Kupp if we can't find a trade. I guess if you're a team out there, you have the opportunity to go after Cooper and lock him up. You'll do it. And with his age, you probably only need him for a year. You don't necessarily need him to re-sign to a long-term deal here.
Green Bay?
Probably not. But you know what I mean? Every now and then there's these situations where it's all right, now that we've announced we're going to release him, probably not going to make a trade for him.
Is Cooper just an unbelievable athletic name?
Cooper?
Cooper Flag, Cooper Kupp. Isn't there a Cooper Manning?
Cooper Manning, yeah, he's the third Manning brother.
If
I used to help produce a show called Soup with Coop.
Really?
Seriously, there's a show called Soup with Coop. It's Cooper Manning's show.
If you want to have an athlete of a kid, just name him Cooper. And chances are I'll grow up and be an athlete.
Yeah, I don't mind the name Cooper. I mean, I don't think I don't see Cooper. Oh, Cooper Farrington could.
The only problem, it rhymes with pooper. You know, like it made fun in like a kindergarten.
Yeah, but not
grade.
if you're a superstar athlete.
Well, I'm saying like first grade, second grade.
Not if you're the man.
You'll have to live through like some years of toughness.
If you're a beast, it's like, yo, Coop, what's up? Oh, dude, you know, I wanted Coop. Remember All American?
Coop.
We're All American.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just couldn't stand Coop's character. I don't know if anyone's watched All American, but like, no, you know, I'm just gonna say a spoiler. Like in one episode, Coop gets shot, and
I
was
went
like,
back and forth.
I was like, please die.
I went back.
Like I really wanted that character to just die.
I went
so
back and
annoying,
forth.
and like just one of the most annoying characters. And in the beginning, fine, but then it just got way too out of hand. All American went downhill fast. Okay. Last but not least, in the NFC North, I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to search Minnesota Vikings and hit enter. I'm just begging for something here. The Vikings have signed safety Bubba Bolden. Who? Bubba Bolden?
Bubba Gum Shrimp.
Oh, 2 minutes ago, 4-time Pro Bowl center Ryan Kelly is signing with the Vikings on a 2-year, $18 million deal.
The Colts?
Yeah. Well, wait, he's with the Vikings. He was with the Colts. Yeah, now $18 million a deal. All right. I like this here.
I don't know. Schefter hasn't put it out there, so it's not true.
Well,
I think it is.
Kim
Tom
Blomport.
Pelissero put it out. I love this.
Kim Blomport put it out there.
I should, right?
All right, so you got a center. Let's move on.
Dude, I'm happy about it. I mean, look,
Kelly's like a very good
No,
center.
I know.
yeah, we've had
He was an All-Pro, was he not?
4-time. Well, let's see. I can't remember how many times he's been. I know, he's a perennial Pro Bowler, Ryan Kelly, and we've had Garrett Bradbury for years now. And like he's been okay. He's had his moments, but he's also had some unbelievably bad moments. So this is like
the Vikings.
Yeah, second team All Pro 2020, 4-time Pro Bowler. I'm this is awesome. Very happy about this. Okay. There you go. You know what? Good things do happen to franchises like us.
I mean, look at this. The Dolphins got Zach Wilson during this podcast. The
While we're
Vikings
recording
got Ryan Kelly. And the Steelers, I don't know what they're doing.
all right, nice job,
Big
guys.
play,
Good job.
Slay,
Good
and
job.
DK.
Build up that line a little bit. Now I want defensive animals. That's what I want.
That's what you need.
And it's pretty exciting as a.
You guys should go for Joey Bosa.
Hell yeah, dude, bring them all in. I
Khalil
am
Mack?
always in favor of great players who are a little bit older being able to find that magic for one more run.
Big play Slay.
Big play. Well, maybe.
Big play Slay.
Maybe that's it. But I like the direction that the Vikings decided to go in today. I know that Sam Darnold was a big talking point recently, and we could talk about Sam during this as well. But with Sam heading to Seattle, to me that's like this is going to be the start of the JJ McCarthy era. I don't know. Did Daniel Jones go anywhere yet? Do we have that?
No.
I'm going to have to put this podcast out immediately because otherwise it'll age really poorly as everyone comes in.
There it is. The Vikings are signing center Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, it looks like it's between the Colts and the Vikings right now for Daniel Jones. I just don't think Daniel Jones is going to start.
I mean, who on earth wants that guy?
Well, I mean, you never know. Like, that's the same conversation we had about Darnold last year, right? It's like,
Yeah,
who
I
the
guess
hell would
you're
want
right.
Sam Darnold?
I guess
And
you're
then
right.
You're in the right situation. Now, I think that the Vikings and Colts are pretty different situations given the weapons that you have in Minnesota and the Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, you'd rather
I like Shane Steichen, but I think the Vikings are probably
You'd rather be in Minnesota
a
than
top 5 destination for a quarterback if you strip the quarterback position and said fill in the blank. Like,
Yeah, I'd say so.
so
Pittsburgh's
No,
one.
it's only because of Justin Jefferson.
Pittsburgh's one.
what's Jefferson? I think Jefferson McCarthy. Addison, Hawkinson, Christian Darrisaw, beast. Brian O'Neill, beast.
Oh, I think we're now better than you.
Aaron Jones, beast.
I think we're better than you.
Oh, we step on a field. We step on a field. So it was 48-0 Vikes.
Not if we have Jackson Dart.
Who would currently be the Steelers quarterback right now if they played? Like,
Russ.
I mean, as this podcast is being recorded.
Russ.
No, he's not under contract.
Oh.
We'd have,
No field.
It's like literally nobody.
was it, is Kyle Allen, is he under contract right now? We're lighting you guys up.
Oh, it's Kyle Allen? Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
we're lighting you up right now. But again, to go back to it, I think Sam had a great year with us and probably would have kept the floor fairly high for the Vikings. Like, was there a world of Sam Darnold stayed a Viking where you could see them winning the Super Bowl?
Most likely not, no.
But like any world. Because there are some guys where you'd say that's like Josh Dobbs. I love Josh Dobbs for a few games.
But there's
there.
no world.
We're
I
never winning.
It was 14 wins.
Like there's a world.
Yeah, there is a world. Yeah,
And that's where it's- that's
look,
where
if they
it's
had won
kinda
one more
hurts.
game, they're the number one seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, yeah, there was a world.
That's a pretty. It's an insane
Like
decision.
people will look back and be like, okay, they got murdered by the Lions and the Rams. Like Darnold went to same old Darnold, but he was one win away from the top seed in the NFC. Home field throughout.
And who knows at that point?
Like there's absolutely a world, yeah.
If Sam has, because I think a lot of it goes mental too. Like, I guess that Aaron Glenn saw something to expose. But also that's the thing. The Rams game, you saw the Vikings get lit up. The Lions game, Sam was just bad.
Yeah.
Like he just chose the worst day, the worst stage to have one of the worst games of his career.
Just a pressure moment there. He couldn't live up to it.
And and that's ultimately why he's not back. It's unbelievable that we were talking about giving Sam Darnold $50 million a year.
And if he wins that game.
Right? And one game, he's still making a lot of money here. That has to be one of the worst snaps ever. I
don't know how to snap.
You can't snap?
No.
Are you snapping with your middle finger and thumb?
I don't know how to snap. I have no idea how to snap.
Well, you look, you just match it up.
Yeah, I don't know how to snap. I can't snap.
Yeah, you're not using any force here. You're just kind of like, oh, there you go. That's a little something there. All right, now it just looks uncomfortable. All right, let's. Anyway,
I use these fingers for other things.
No. So anyway,
where do your guys' minds go?
What other things could you be talking about? I don't know what things.
Eating with your hands. Having a catch.
That's your hands.
Having a catch with that.
Then you say hands. You don't say fingers. You say hands.
Where do your guys' heads go?
I guess you got a point to a degree.
No, he doesn't.
Play the guitar.
Go get one of these guitars.
Tell me
go pick up that guitar.
Tell me what you were thinking.
Pick up that guitar.
What were you thinking right now?
Go pick up that guitar and I'll tell you.
I don't honestly.
Go pick up that guitar and start playing
it. The guitar. Let's
go pick up the guitar.
And then you'll
tell
me what you're talking about.
No, and you actually have to play it, and I'll let you know what I'm talking about.
You go ahead.
Play a real song.
Go for it.
Play a real.
I would be impressed if Jack has been hiding the ability to play the guitar.
Oh, then I will gladly say what I.
For years here, it would be one of the biggest shocks of my life right now.
He's already
backwards. How can you put the guitar on backwards?
That's a wrap, folks.
We're having an all-night revival.
Okay. This has gone to hell.
Some call it winning on us.
I will say that song was one of the best I've ever seen in concert live. I saw it in Philly this year. It was great.
This is going to be the greatest reel ever.
I love how Jack, picks up and he starts playing it like a lefty.
What were you thinking?
Playing it like a lefty.
No, you didn't play the guitar at all. So
I did play the guitar.
Back to the point I was trying to make here. This is going to make the breakout clip kind of difficult. But again, I thought that you had a chance to go on a run next year again with Darnold and to sort of lock in that high floor. But the ceiling, it's hard to say the ceiling wasn't high because, again, 14-3 1 seed is right there. But it was such a sour taste in your mouth from that Lions and Rams game. And the Vikings are so confident in JJ McCarthy that after all this time, investing a top 10 pick, it feels like as a franchise, you have to at some point say, hey, we're committing to this, right? We're committing to this rebuild. We're committing to this guy. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we have to know. And I'm happy that they're doing it. It's so seemingly doing it. If they bring back Daniel Jones as a backup, great. If it's another one of these competitions and just commit us to it. And if it doesn't work, who gives a shit? It blows up in your face. Mm-hmm. But try something. And I feel like that's where you guys need to go. You guys have been in this spot for a long time where it's all right, that you tried it with Pickett, didn't work. And now you have Wilson and you have Trubisky and you have Mason Rudolph. And it's oh my God, hey.
We're out here trying.
Yeah, well, you're going to get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't want him.
You're going to get Aaron Rodgers, and that's going to be Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, George Pickens. It could be amazing.
Just the thought of that locker room with those three, I couldn't even picture being Mike Tomlin.
Let's see here.
Could you imagine behind closed doors? It looks great on paper. Pickens, DK. No one's throwing the ball right now, but
Kyle Allen. Yeah, Kyle Allen. Connor Hughes.
I would take Allen over most guys in the world.
Connor Hughes out of SNY. Well, yeah. You take Aaron Rodgers almost any. Oh, Kyle Allen, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If
over most guys on the whole planet, I'd rather have Kyle Allen.
If the Pittsburgh Steelers are going against the Vikings, like we were saying in this hypothetical, and you need to have a quarterback of anyone in the world. Yeah, Kyle Allen would be if you had a random lottery of anyone in the world, and
Allen
you pull
would
out Kyle Allen, you'd be like, All right,
That's a
let's
great
roll.
pick.
Let's
Yeah.
roll. Like out of 3 billion or 4 billion people.
Then the Vikings draft like Zach as their quarterback. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I'd feel good if we had our team surrounded by Zach. I think that we could do some pretty heavy RPO. It would be nasty stuff.
You don't think Watt comes
Kevin
in-
O'Connell would scheme Jefferson open. It
You
would
don't think,
be.
you don't think Watt comes and blows
What, you
Zach
looking
up?
at this guy? The highlighter, the human highlighter coming down the middle.
Could you take TJ Watt, Zach?
Maybe once.
I'm
Maybe
thinking. Minka's not. He's not hitting the A gap when he sees that.
Oh, Zach would truck Minka.
First of all,
Yeah.
Minka don't hit the A gap
Exactly.
to begin with.
Yeah, Minka.
Minka don't
Minka's
hit
running
the A
away.
gap to begin with.
Minka's running away.
Minka refuses to tackle people.
Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback the Giants want. They're waiting to find out if he wants them. Most league sources I touch base with believe Rodgers is headed to the Steelers, which would lead the Giants to Russell Wilson. The problem, the Titans and others are interested in Wilson too. So,
We're
all
gonna
right.
get Aaron
You're going to get
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know if this was like
You can't not get excited about Aaron Rodgers.
But if this was like 6 years ago,
Oh, yeah, you're talking about MVP Aaron
we got
Rodgers.
Rodgers. Then like if we had like Rodgers from 6 years back, current DK and current Pickens, I mean, Lord have mercy.
You know what I don't understand, and this is just random thoughts of the day with me, is like,
Please.
why are the Giants, why are the Titans, why are all these teams that are just absolutely not going to go anywhere this year want Rodgers, want Russ? Like, what is the point?
Russ is a little more
Like, but-
confusing to me. Like you liked him last year,
I
right?
think Russ is better than Rodgers.
They're trying to compete, Zach. I mean that's the answer.
But you don't. No, you're not. You're not trying to compete. What's the point?
Yeah, but I mean, you rather.
What, you rather compete and lose the first overall pick?
I mean, look, you bring it like if you're talking from the fan perspective. If you're Joe Shane, the Giants GM, and you're hearing in the back, but like behind your head, like you got to win this season. Like you need some wins. We need some asses.
You need to
in seats.
lose this season. That's what the fans
But
want.
that's what the fans want. That's
no,
not what
the-
the owners want.
The fans want to lose this season.
You think Marison back there saying, I want to lose? This is right after he let Saquon Barkley go to the Eagles and win the Super Bowl, signed Daniel Jones to a 4-year,
Yeah, so the best
$160
thing you can
million
do right
deal.
now is lose.
That is like the
get
best
him the
thing.
first overall pick.
Well, they're picking fourth right now, or third right now. Like they're
They're
there.
not
If they
picking
want
first now, are they?
what you want to tank the season? Like
Yes.
Yeah, after losing your superstar to your rival and having him go to win a Super Bowl, this team has to win some games. And I guess in the back of their minds, like Russell Wilson or someone is their best chance to do that.
well, the plan for the Giants might be. I think it's going to be. We're going to go after Shador or Cam Ward, whoever's there.
And then maybe draft.
And then
or
and then
trade
we'll have
for-
Wilson or Rodgers. It's like a 1 year gap.
Right.
Like again, this is that whole thing about everybody wants to be the Packers until you have the chance to be the Packers and like slowly bring up your rookie. Like the Giants want to win games now, and they have the number 3 pick in the draft.
So they
and the
can
Titans have the
take-
number 1 pick in the draft.
Like they can take a Shador and not have to tank with Russ because they'll have Russ or Rodgers.
yeah, and you could still, again, it might, like you
But,
said.
but if you're going to take Shador, why have Russ or Rodgers? Why pay that much money?
Well, you're not
Bridge it,
I don't
let's-
think-
let's-
again 1 year. I don't think you're. If it's 1 or 2 years,
Have
probably
Shador sit
one.
a year.
then you just have him sit here, yeah, and learn, and you don't have to throw him into the fire. Now, you're probably right that if the Giants drafted Shador and threw him in there, he's probably getting lit up and they're going to have a super high draft pick. But I don't know if that's the best thing for the career development of your hopeful franchise quarterback, right? Like, can you see this now? Like, can you see the argument?
What, you're going to throw Rodgers in there and watch him get lit up
Well,
and
you're
be out for
hoping
the
that he
rest
can
of the
be
season,
good.
then you
You're
put Shador
hoping
back
that
in?
with Malik Neighbors that he could be something.
Could you be any more delusional?
Let's see here.
What's that from, Zach?
No idea. That was hilarious.
What, like Mean Girls or something? What actually is it from?
No, it's Friends. Chandler, Joey goes.
I've never seen Friends.
Could you be wearing any more clothes?
Yeah, hot take. I've never seen Friends.
The real quick, Jack and I were talking about Darnold to Seattle. I talked about the Viking side of it, but it's 3 years, $110.5 million, $55 million guaranteed. Glad to see Sam get paid a lot because he did have a great year. But if I'm a Seahawk fan thinking about this deal, I'm like, okay.
I mean, if I'm a Seahawks fan, I'm kind of just like in the pit of doom. Your salmon's great, so is your coffee. And Seattle's a cool city with the Space Needle and stuff, but I mean, there's no more Lockett now, no more Metcalf.
But here's what I'll say. It's not this is not. It's
Like
not a move where you're like, yes, let's go. We got Darnold. But at the same time, next year, you are still going to be competitive. Like you look at the roster. Kenneth Walker's a beast. Jackson Smith and Jigba's a beast.
Maybe will they?
Well, no, hold on. The defense got a lot better this year, right? I'm gonna, play the devil's advocate.
Darnold had Justin Jefferson
for Seattle here. No. I know you're gonna have to find out about Darnold. That's the whole risk here. It's like, all right, how good is Darnold versus how good is the Vikings situation? I think Darnold's a solid quarterback. Can I see it blowing up with a weaker offensive line? 100%.
We just 8-9 all over it.
Yeah, it does. It does. And that's why if I'm a Seattle fan, I'm like, all right, it's sort of like we're just replacing Geno with a guy similar to Geno Smith, like you said.
Yeah, they're replacing Geno with with Geno.
With a Geno, but I think a little bit
maybe
better.
like a slightly better Geno.
Slightly better. And Geno had some games where he was unbelievable.
But Geno had DK and Lockett.
But he had DK and Lockett.
Now it's
100%.
like a slightly better Geno without DK and Lockett.
Now, again, it's all going to come down to what Sam Darnold you get. If Sam Darnold has actually figured it out, and it's not just being with Kevin O'Connell and those weapons. Now you got a guy that, we'll see. We'll see what can happen here. You can build around him, continue to get weapons, build up the offensive line, and you could be playing with, a serious quarterback. And the defense has gotten a lot better under Mike McDonald. If Darnold comes out as a disaster situation, you're like, all right, shit, we got to blow this up again. So, I'm not super pumped if I'm a Seattle fan, but I do think that where are they picking in the draft? They're not going to be able to get a new guy.
Yeah, they're like 18.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to. And if they want a guy like Jackson Dart or whoever it is, you can reach for him or trade up for him in the second round. You could still go that route and have competition. So this just means you're not going to suck next season.
Yeah, the thing is,
which just sucks when you suck.
Yeah, I'm also not comparing Seattle to the Jets and Carolina. Like Seattle's better than those two teams were.
Wait, well, Carolina's going to be amazing this season.
Maybe.
Bryce Young.
Yeah, maybe.
Go ahead.
Weren't they like 4-13 last year?
Yeah, but Bryce turned it on.
Yeah, he sucks. Where was I saying?
We were talking.
So, Sam Darnold so far throughout his career, again, still kind of young. He's been kind of a beneficial or a system type of quarterback. Benefited from the 1 year where his situation was great and was pretty bad in Carolina on the Jets with tougher situations. I'm not saying Seattle's nearly as bad as those were, but it's not really all that good. Sam Darnold without weapons has some scary possibilities written all over it.
It's ghosts. Again.
It's that question that we always talk about of how much, it was the debate we got with Brock Purdy. How much will Sam Darnold elevate the guys around him versus how much do the guys around Sam have to elevate him?
I think we're going to find out how good is Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that's what we're going to find out.
Was last year a fluke because he had Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and he didn't really have Hawkinson.
Hawkinson came back mid-season.
No, he didn't.
What do you mean he didn't come back?
He didn't come back.
If he still had, they still had DK. I'm all right, Darnold to Metcalf, maybe. But it just seems like this team is 8-9.
Jackson Smith and Jigba is very good. He was better than DK last year.
Yeah, he is.
But you still need more.
Yeah,
still need more. Like he is not Justin Jefferson.
I mean, he's close.
Okay, let's just blast through a couple of these. I'm just going to look at the free agency.
Zach, can you blast through me later tonight?
I go through the free agency chart.
What are we doing?
Sorry, Ziggy's not here to keep me under control.
Milton Williams goes to the Patriots on a 4-year deal. I really wanted Milton, defensive tackle from the Eagles. I was hoping to plug up the middle with him. Ronnie Stanley, he re-signed with the Ravens, 3-year, $60 million deal. There's another one of those Notre Dame guys. Let's see. Stop me when you get to someone that you guys want to talk about here. Josh Sweat signs with the Cardinals, 4-year deal, $76.4 million. Chris Godwin returns to the Buccaneers, 3-year, $66 million. I think it's a great signing for Tampa. Keeping him.
Oh, yeah.
He was having such a good season before he got hurt. That was someone that
he would have won me fantasy.
I think he's been pretty underrated his whole career, and especially this free agency coming off the injury. If he again, another one of these, if he stays healthy.
I just can't believe no team has signed him.
Who, Godwin?
Yeah.
What?
He's been a free agent twice for now, right?
Oh,
I
think so.
Both, it had to be.
Well, he went back to the Bucs. The Bucs.
I'm surprised though that no one's given him
no one made a stronger offer.
Yeah.
Carlton Davis to the Patriots. Travarius Ward to the Colts. So the Vikings lost Cam Bynum to the Colts as well.
Josh Dobbs to the Patriots.
Josh Dobbs to the Patriots. Hassan Reddick, Bucks. Justin Fields to the Jets here. What do you think of that? Were you? So it sounds like the Steelers offered Justin Fields a contract. Would you have rather had Justin Fields or Rodgers?
Justin Fields.
Really?
Yeah, I like Justin Fields.
Okay.
Like, I think Justin Fields with DK and what's his name? Pickens and DK.
Yeah.
Could have been really good. Like Justin Fields as well. He was like 4-1 last year. And when
You have to think your ceiling's high. Like the potential ceiling is higher with Rodgers, though.
I don't even know.
Like it's the same situation I just said with the Vikings.
Like,
can you see Justin Fields really winning you a Super Bowl? Seriously.
No.
He more so than Rodgers.
But Rodgers is like if it messes up this year, like
Rodgers is like in a freaking wheelchair.
Yeah, I guess you are pretty anti.
Fields he's a dynamic 25-year-old kid who's never really had like a plethora of weapons. If he had stayed in Pittsburgh with DK
he got
and
benched, like he did get benched for Wilson.
he had a winning record.
I know, but I'm saying like that has to mean like there's a reason he was benched.
There legitimately is not. Because he was like, we were like 4-1. He was just benched for no reason. What, to give Russ a chance? Like, I didn't get that.
No, I understand like that a lot of people liked Justin Fields. But I'm saying like at the end of the day, he was actually like Wilson was the preferred option.
I think that was the plan all along.
I think it was the plan too.
And it doesn't matter if Fields could done whatever.
So would you have kept Wilson Fields the starter while he was winning?
Probably.
It's hard to bench guys.
But I'd also I would have taken Fields or Russ this year. Like Russ with DK, that connection. I think they're both better than Rodgers.
But you have to remember you have Fields and Pickens here. I mean Fields and Pickens and Metcalf who are two big deep threats. Like,
yeah, I know.
I like Fields.
Can Rodgers throw a ball more than 20 yards on the field?
He's got to be able to.
Yes.
I think there's a chance that with Rodgers, you're very good. With Fields, I think you can be a good team, but you're still in that like Pittsburgh mold. Rodgers to me seems like there's a chance that you could be great. Probably not. I mean, I don't want people to be like Paul thinks Rodgers is the greatest ever. I just think that there's a greater chance that Rodgers taps into that fountain.
I do love Rodgers can't move.
My camera said goodbye to Zach.
Yeah.
Rodgers can't move. And I do love the old Pittsburgh offense with Big Ben.
But he's gone, Jack.
Was just drop
He's gone.
back.
He's gone.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Our old offense with Big Ben, drop back, super immobile, and just find freaks down the field. Like that could be our offense with Rodgers.
But it won't be because you don't have an offensive line.
But the line isn't as bad as it was when we had Rudolph and Pickett. Like it's not terrible. The line is not that bad.
Didn't you just lose somebody too?
I have no idea.
If Rodgers has anything left, he's to me the best option by far of these guys. If he has anything left,
I think it's Fields.
But if he doesn't, it's a disaster.
Fields on the Jets is going to be horrible. Like I just think that's going to be such a terrible.
That's going to be bad.
That'll be bad. But like Fields in Pittsburgh this year would have been good.
Yeah, that's another one of those. Like you guys are just so much better run than the Jets are.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? With the new regime and Aaron Glenn coming in, maybe things change in the Jets for the Jets. But all right.
I mean, if you care about this news, Darius Slayton, 3 years, $36 million with the Giants.
Cool.
We signing.
I mean, yeah, someone for them to lure Rodgers over with. The last one's
Probably number one corner.
Khalil Mack back to the Chargers. A lot of people thought that was someone who could wind up going to the Packers. Again, I said Cam Bynum, 4 years, $60 million with the Colts. I think that's a little. I think again, I really like Cam Bynum. I think that's a bit of an overpay, but he's a great locker room guy. Great dude to have on your team. All right, the very last thing, just a second here. So Laremy Tunsil gets traded to the Commanders. Laremy and a 4th round pick. Your former boy, Zach, for a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounder gets sent back over to the Texans. Texans fans and people talking about the Texans are like, what the hell are we doing? We have no O-line already. Why are we getting rid of this dude? And Commanders fans are sitting back going, wait a second. Laremy Tunsil, Deebo Samuel.
All this guy does is breed picks.
Yeah, like
Jayden
really
Daniels, NFC chip there. Appearance.
Like maybe we're messing around with something here. And I love when teams that believe they're on the cusp act like they're on the cusp.
Yeah, they did just that.
And that's what they're doing here.
Protect your protect your young run first quarterback.
Yeah. Get him protected and give him a monster like Deebo Samuel. No, that depends on, again, do you still believe Deebo Samuel has it? Do you guys think Deebo Samuel has another great year in him?
He didn't have
Yeah,
a
that was
bad
good.
year last year, right? He was just kind of hurt last year.
He was hurt a lot of the year. I
don't think he's been healthy.
I like Debo, especially
Debo.
With Terry McLaurin there as well.
He's like a little secret weapon.
Actually, I think I had Debo on my fantasy team.
Bobby Wagner's back with the Commanders. We had that reel that kind of popped off to a degree about me saying that the Commanders shouldn't be treated as if they're automatically going back to the NFC Championship, which I still stand by. Again, I do think they were closer to a 10-7 team than a 13-4 NFC Championship game team, that they got hot at the right time. But that's there's a difference between me saying, hey, don't get your hopes too high. Don't set the expectation so high that you'll be disappointed, versus, yeah, I still think there's a really damn good football team that can absolutely go on another run. And the moves that they're making to me are more and more starting to get my attention. If this works out, they can be really dangerous. I still think I'd put the Eagles ahead of them, though, in the conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, there you have it. A lot of free agency stuff. I'm sure there will be a ton more news here with Daniel Jones going somewhere, Aaron Rodgers going somewhere. Joey Bosa's another name still out, Byron Murphy.
He'll probably all break after we're done recording this.
Yeah, they'll probably all break out. So we'll try and get this out as soon as we can. And then my guess is we'll be back on Thursday with another episode. So appreciate everyone, and we'll see you if there's something ridiculous that happens.